for joining me on my masterclass. Now, usually on a Friday, I will take questions from my subscribers, but today I've had a variety of questions and they all tend to center around politics. And if you know my usual mode of operation, I prefer to focus on business and investments. And that's the reason why I started this channel anyway, because I traveled all around Africa in 2018 and then all around Asia 2019, and I saw the systemic endemic generational poverty in these places. And then, of course, I tried to address that poverty by throwing money at it, which was actually foolish of me. And I created a dependency, especially during the COVID-19 lockdown. And so I started this channel to teach people the tools that have helped me make money from the internet. And so that's why I started this channel. So I would rather prefer to focus on business and investment questions on a Friday. But then I'm having about 20 questions coming out from me. And then this question from Mark Conjuola, and she's asking me, well, I just assume it's a she because the first name, Bukola, looks like a female name, but I've actually been informed by someone that that's actually a unisex name. Anyway, the person wants to find out what my permutations are for Nigeria for the 2019 presidential elections, or rather the 2023 Nigerian presidential elections. Now, here's what happens. When I do these analyses, sometimes I upset people because I tend to be unemotional and I tend to focus on facts, and sometimes, people can get hurt. But if you look at what's going to happen, the election is going to be a three-way race. It's going to be a three-way race. So you're going to have Atiku Abubakar for the People's Democratic Party. You're going to have Bola Tinubu for the All Progressive Congress, which is the ruling party, and you're going to have Peter Obi for the Labour Party. Now, I know there is a fourth contender, and that is Rabi Musa Kwankwaso for the NNPP. Now, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso is not somebody that is able to draw out a lot of votes outside his enclave, and his enclave is the Northwest. And more specifically in Kanu. So he's going to draw out a lot of votes in Kanu. Kanu has very, very large votes. If you look at the last election, Kanu was able to pull about 2 million votes, which is exactly the same as the votes that was pulled by the entire Southeast. Minus 186,000. So Kanu had 2 million votes. The Southeast had 2,186,000. So basically, it's just the same. And we've been seeing massive, massive, massive voter registration in Kano. So maybe it might come higher. So we've seen something like their voter registration in Kano is it's over 8 million. So it's kind of scary. But even with that, he's not going to make an impact beyond the Northwest. He's not going to make an impact beyond the Northwest. He's not well known and well loved in the Northeast. He's very, very suspect in the North Central and in the South, the entire Southern zones, the entire Southern zones, the Southwest, the South, and the Southeast. He is almost an anathema to them. So they're not going to vote for him. So what he can do is that he's going to reduce the votes that would have accrued to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. Now, the main contender to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar would be Bola Tinubu. Now, Bola Tinubu, if he could pick a candidate that is a Muslim, he will get votes both in the Southwest and then in the North. He might not get votes in the North Central, and I mean, I'm going to say this, I'm not saying this just because, this does not represent my feelings. I'm saying this in an unemotional way. He really doesn't need the votes of the North Central. He needs the votes of the Northwest and the Northeast, and he can get it if he gets a Muslim running mate. If he gets somebody like maybe Kashim Shettima, for instance, or Nasir El-Rufai, for instance, he can get the votes of the Northwest and then the Northeast. With either of them, he can get the votes of the Northwest and the Northeast. If you were to ask me, I would say that he should go with Nasir El-Rufai. Reason being that a lot of people down south are not really aware of this, but there's some kind of would I say competition. It's not enmity. It's not enmity. It's just competition between the Fulani elite of the Northwest and then the Kanuri elite of the Northeast, because the Kanuri elite of Northeast actually they are the oldest progenitors of Islam in the geographic entity called Nigeria. And so there's that kind of competition. But be that as it may, if Bola Tinubu can pick a candidate from the North who's a Muslim, a colonel who's a Muslim, then it's going to be hard to call this election. The reason why is because of Kwankwaso, the Kwankwaso factor, because Kwankwaso is going to diminish votes that would have come to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in the Northwest generally, and in Kano specifically. So I see a threat there. However, if he picks a Muslim ticket, yeah, he stands a chance, but then he might have, some cold feet about that because of the heightened state of, religious tensions in Nigeria at the moment, and then he might be moved to want to pick a Northern Christian. Now, what I'm going to say again, I don't want people to get offended and then just hate me because I'm saying this. I'm analyzing and I'm removing my emotions, I'm removing my biases, I'm removing my own partiality. If he picks a Northern Christian as his running mate, I don't see any Northern Christian mates, Simon Lalong, Boss Mustafa, Babachi Lawal, or any of them. I don't see any Northern Christian being able to draw out the kinds of votes for him in the North that he needs, that a Northern Muslim will be able to draw out. So it's a fact, and I know a lot of Nigerians, tend to be very, very emotional. They're going to get offended. Like politics, you cannot run politics with your emotions. You're going to run politics, as a cold, hard, precision mathematics. Otherwise, your emotions are just going to lead you astray. Now, with Peter Obi is never going to win this election. Now, I know I can see a lot of people are just going to attack me in the comment section of this email. They're going to come on Twitter, they're going to come on Facebook, they're going to come on Instagram and insult me and call me an Igbo hater. Listen, I'm just being factual here. He's not going to win. He doesn't have the capacity to win. I'm going to give you an example now. If you look at what's happened in Lagos State, for instance, yesterday was the 9th of June, Thursday, the 9th of June. Igbo traders in Alaba International Market had closed the market, and then they'd gone to register. Now, I've watched all of the videos. I watched every single videos because that's the kind of person I am. I look for facts. I'm not moved by emotions. In none of the videos you could see, because they claimed that Yoruba thugs were trying to attack them and stop them from voting, from registering to vote. But in none of the videos, there was no proof about that. I saw the most popular video, people were running, they just ran a little, and then somebody was giving a commentary. Now, the person's commentary claimed that was what was happening. And another video, there were, I think, 3 people fighting. One of them picked up I think it was a raffia, palm, like a branch from a palm tree, was hitting the other. There was no way to tell what their ethnicity was. The police public relations officer for Lagos State, I think his name is David, no, not... Hundeyi, but it's not David. I can't try to remember his name. Well, he's a CSP Hundeyi. I said that even the people who were fighting, that those people were actually Igbos. Now, maybe he lied, maybe he wasn't, maybe he was telling the truth. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But if you watch the video and if you're objective, you're going to see that there's no proof about that. However, what you're going to see is that normally those INEC people, they deal with probably something like maybe, excuse me, please, I've got a little cold. They deal with something like maybe about less than 1,000 every day. So people come, and then on that day, because of the closure of Alaba, there was a huge surge of people. There were thousands there, multiple thousands. So obviously they have, I believe, 2 machines, so they're not able to register everybody. So there's going to be like a bottleneck. Now, you saw what happened. A lot of the people were upset. That is what's going to happen with a lot of Peter Obi supporters, because they have this idea they're just going to turn up on election day and vote. Voting is not like that. It's going to take some time. There's going to be some hitches, and then a lot of those people will not have the capacity to just be calm, be patient, and then wait. A lot of them, like you saw in these videos, will get angry, will make claims that might be true, that might not be true, and then their votes will not be registered. So, if you want to win an election in a country like Nigeria, you need a national structure, a party with a national structure that has agents on the ground to be able to guide people and to explain to them that this is what's going to happen. Peter Obi doesn't have that. He's got a lot of, internet celebrity at the moment, and that doesn't always translate to votes on the ground. And then if you look at what's happening in Nigeria right now, he's not going to get a lot of votes in the North Central and the Northwest and the Northeast, or throughout the North. He's not going to get a lot of votes. I know a lot of people are saying that, yeah, the North love him. I'm not sure he's going to get a lot of votes there. He's going to get a lot of votes in the southeast. Yes, he'll get a lot of votes in the southeast. Now, some people are saying he's going to win Lagos, he's going to win one or two southwest votes. I think that's just delusion. It's not going to happen. Now, if Alhaji Atiku Abubakar picks one of the governors of the People's Democratic Party from the south, if he definitely is going to pick a southerner, but if he picks a southerner from the south and who's a governor, then the votes of the south are going to go for him. And then in the southern part of Nigeria, the south has the second largest voting bloc after the southwest. So, I mean, if you're going to ask me, I would say that this election is going to be a straight battle between Bola Tinubu and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and I will give the edge to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Now, Bukola Makonjiola, I hope I've answered your question. This is Mokri saying, God bless you.
But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Supposed to love greatness. Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters. Poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is.